Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him tell all they wanna say. Let him lay me traps, meant to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him tell all they wanna say. Let him lay me traps, and meant to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. Still rising up to greater heights. As long I'm
Hello, bonjour, and bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, and where you can just turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. So please feel at home. My name is Nampumelelo Rial Kunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So today I have these amazing speakers who are with me in this platform today. Please put in the chat where you're watching us from, and yes, our speakers, I have Amal, I have Kathy, and I also have us. So please just relax and let the speakers take the floor. I'm going to let the speakers right now to introduce themselves before we go ahead. Please go ahead, Amal, and introduce yourself. Amal, unmute yourself.
Mute.
Perfect.
Okay, I will share my screen. Can I share my screen?
Sure, you can.
It's host disabled. Can you enable it, please?
Okay. But at the moment, you can just introduce yourself and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. My name is Amalindi. I'm the author of The Authorities book on life energy, co-authored with Les Brown, Marcy Shimoff, and Raymond Aron. And I'm also the creator of the Happiness Mountain system, which describes about our 4 types of happiness: temporary happiness, inner happiness, spiritual happiness, and phenomenal happiness.
Amazing. Kathy, you can go ahead.
That was awesome, Amal. So that was very exciting to hear that from you. My name is Kathy White. I currently reside here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And my passions in life are fighting for belonging for my Black human brothers and sisters. And I love to have fun. And I am a fun seeker. So that's what I call myself, a fun seeker. I have gone skydiving twice. I've swam with sharks. I freestyle swam with sharks. And I'm always looking for the next adventure. I am by trade an accountant. And I am also a new life coach. And that is me.
Awesome. Al, it's your turn.
All right. Thank you. So Al Gleason, I'm also known as the curator of nonsense. And what I do is I help people achieve peak performance in their life. I have tips and tools and tricks and all kind of things that I use But overall, I help make the complex simple. Things that seem like nonsense, I break it down and make it make sense. And so I'm passionate about helping people, seeing them being the best version of themselves. And Kathy, you mentioned what you call fun seeking. I'm a thrill seeker as well. I've traveled the country, riding roller coasters, amusement parks, skydiving, all that stuff. So I love that too. But I am excited to be here today. I'm going to talk about the 5 steps to build your self-confidence, especially during trying times. So I am looking forward to all the speakers today and bringing something for you as well. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. Today, I am really surrounded by greatness, and I can tell that our viewers at home, they can feel the greatness within you. So, Amal, were you able to share your screen?
Okay, let me see. Yes, I can share my screen now.
Perfect. So you're going to take the stage and introduce yourself and get started. Thank you so much.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm Amal Indy, as noted. I'm the author of The Authorities book on life energy. And the Happiness Mountain system. This is the Happiness Mountain system. And my new book, Happiness Mountain book, is coming next month. I'm very happy to, release it. Finally, it is ready. And before the Happiness Mountain, my life used to be like this. I had a lot of worries, running in the rat race, had failures. I was enjoying temporary fulfillments and had a lot of negative energy and stress. After Happiness Mountain, I established my inner happiness, escaped from the rat race. I lived a fulfilled life. I used to travel around the world, which with the COVID, of course, no, I'm not anymore traveling. And I reconnect with my family and friends, and I build up all the relationships, and I'm leading a social impact in startup, and I'm spiritually fulfilled. So all of using this power of 4 types of happiness, that's more clarity around our happiness. I was born in Sri Lanka, a beautiful island in the Indian Ocean. In 1999, I graduated from a leading engineering university and went to New York, and I joined IBM. That's where I started my technology career. After that, I was building systems for many countries, United States, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Sri Lanka, Canada. And before starting Happiness Mountain, I was with HSBC Bank Canada, corporate banking side as a solution architect for 12 years. Today, I'm the founder and CEO of Happiness Mountain, Inc. And that's about me. And coming back to today's topic, work-life balance. Many people nowadays working from home, and it's a topic that we should be mindful about. How do we maintain our work-life balance? When I go with the way I see work-life balance and how I do it is, I maintain my energy, I stay happy. So then you have the work-life balance. So I will go through the first element, that's the how do we maintain our energy. And then happiness, I may not have time, but I will give some pointers for you to research yourself. Energy. So during the day, if you can maintain these 6 areas, mind, body, nature, work, people, giving, you can have good work-life balance. You might look like this as just a list, but most important part is understanding the next slide. Usually what happens is we run in the physical world, which is work with people. When I say giving, you have maybe at home, you are cleaning the house. If you have kids, you are taking care of them. That's a lot of giving. and all the other giving as well, right? So you are on the physical world, but most important thing is connecting to your spirit, your mind, body, and the nature. Then you get the balance. Real balance comes from your spirit and your physical world things. If you can balance these two things, most often before I climbed in the happiness mountain, I didn't have the spiritual side, which is mind, body, and nature. I can give you a little bit of things how I do it. For example, for mind, I do like things like meditation and even reading a book, a couple of pages, even one day, just it will take you out of the, your attachment to maybe work and other things and connect to yourself. And maybe listening to your most favorite inspirational speaker like Les Brown or somebody. So these things will connect your mind to yourself and help you to disconnect from the physical world clutter. Because if you look at work and the physical world, the election going on, a lot of your finances, your kids stuff, they always will be there. They will not go away. That is the life. But once you establish your spiritual side, you start this balance of life. And body, it's very important, doing some yoga or physical activities or sports, all good things. And other thing is the nature. So the nature, it's quite interesting, like the things I found out, like you have to connect to the nature. Let's say you go for a walk. When you are going for a walk, you can just think about work and just walk. That doesn't help you enough. But when you go, get the mind to see the nature, feel the wind or the coldness, you feel the nature. Another thing I do very successfully is, you take a shower. It's water. Water is nature. You can think about all the things going in the world and take a shower versus you feel the water. And the next level of that is you take the energy from that nature, the water, or when you walk outside. That's the next level. Like you can absorb the energy from the universe. But first, you have to get your mindfulness toward these things to be present when you are doing these, activities. So if you can balance out these physical things and the spiritual things, you will feel naturally, your work-life balance is naturally you are getting. One more thing doing is I'm using my Happiness Mountain app. It has the 6 categories. And then when when I feel I'm off, not balancing enough, I use the app and get it to balance. And then I continue like that because it's creating more about habits. In the app, you can find all the things related to the mind, like it has all the meditations. It has like another thing is if you have worries, stress, then again, you will if maybe your worries, stress relate to your work or home, then again, you will not feel the balance. To feel the balance, the mind is very important. Your energy is very important, right? So that is the one side of the things, maintaining your energy. So I have a couple of more minutes. Let me see whether I can cover a little bit about happiness. Because if you're happy with work, and if you're happy at home and work, you feel balance. If you are working, and then you feel work at home is a burden, or work itself is a burden, you feel naturally not balanced. But if you're happy with your work, happy at home, you are naturally feel balanced. For that, another element is there, your hormone system. At least I would say these 6 hormones, you have to have some idea. So you can research on the internet. There is enough information because this side initially I didn't know before I climbed in the happiness mountain. Dopamine, for example, reward, pleasure, even when you're working, if you have a challenging work, if you have reward, you have tendency to, work happily. And oxytocin, the bond or love, when you have like with your work colleagues or at home, you have that love and the bond, for example, with kids. I every day go for a walk and also I watch an anime with them. There are a couple of series. So I spend that time, 20 minutes anime with them, so that bond and oxytocin I get with them. When I walk with them, I talk things, what they relate to their stuff, and I have that bonding hormone coming, right? And it's same with your work colleagues, right? You have to have natural talking outside work and build that bond love so that your hormone system will give you oxytocin and you feel happy. Same with serotonin, your mood, go outside, go for a walk, your mood becomes better. Endorphins, do some, exercises like very, runner's high kind of exercising. And then the other two are the GABA is your calming hormone. That is the mind. If you are relaxed, in a day, you should be disconnecting from everything else and relax and listen to calming music and have some time for yourself. That will bring your GABA, that calming hormone. And the one thing you don't want to have is the cortisol. But when you have stressed out, you have to identify that, and then you have to cleanse your mind. Happiness Mountain app has a lot of elements for you can release your stress. Stress is because you have your mind, certain negativity has come, so you have to get rid of them. But if you are balancing other things, which I mentioned for energy and your hormone system, you usually don't get stress, the cortisol. So this is the work-life balance. This is the very knowledgeable manner. Now I am managing my work-life balance. Before Happiness Mountain, I was like, okay, do some exercises, go for a walk and work, that kind of thing. But there is our human system, our human mind. There are a lot of elements. It's not hard, but awareness is the key. So this is the secrets behind my work-life balance, what I have found out. And if you have any questions, we can, I think at the end of the session, we have time to talk about things. So that's all from me.
Wow. Let me just stop the screen sharing here. Okay, perfect. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amal. Now you've heard it for yourself that you'll have to balance your work and life. Amal, honestly, you are just the master of happiness. From what you've just shared with us, I will definitely apply everything. And I'm interested in the app too. So we're going to talk at the end of this. So our next speaker for today, it's going to be Kathy White. We're all in this together. Please put in the chat box if you have any questions for Amal, if you have any concerns, if you have anything that you want to say to this, because they are really here to help you change the way you balance your life. So please put in the chat whatever questions that you have, and then the speakers at the end of this presentation that will answer to those questions. So Kathy is going to be our next speaker. Kathy is a personal development coach and a motivational speaker who seeks to inspire, empower, and change lives. She believes in encouraging people to become their best selves and be true to their authentic self. Her desire is to help people to understand the keys to living a pleasant and fulfilling life. She encourages love, peace, belonging, and fun. She feels as adults, we forget to have fun. So fun is an essential thing. We all need to enjoy the moment and the present. So life sometimes is so busy that we get busy living, but not enjoying life. So it is important to believe in ourselves, because that is where it all starts. Kathy believes that we can all change our stars. So kings and queens, help me to welcome Kathy White in the stage.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Amal, that was awesome. I love your concept of being on the happiness mountain, because I, being from Utah, love mountains and I love to hike and snowshoe. So that is awesome, Amal. And I am going to look forward to downloading that app as well. So that is awesome. And today I want to honor all of you that are listening to us. And I want to take a moment to recognize the women, the single parents, and especially the single moms, the caretakers, and that sandwich generation. Those of us who are taking care of our aging parents while also raising our own children. I personally know how hard it is to be a single mom, being a female manager in a male-dominated workplace, working full-time and taking care of aging parents while raising my own children. Now, first of all, I want to ask you guys, my first point is, why is it important to maintain a work-life balance? And what does that mean to all of you? Please note that it actually means something different to all of us. And that is okay. And honestly, there is no perfect work-life balance. And I like to redefine work-life balance as what Dan Thurman states: being off balance on purpose. And for most of us, we are trying to balance or juggle the following: work, relationships, health, spiritual growth, and hobbies. We all have different seasons in our life. And honestly, sometimes these areas take up more time in these different seasons of our life. For example, when I was first becoming a manager as an accounting manager, I had to put in the time to actually show my worth as a manager. And then at other times where I had small children, I had more time in raising small children. And it's okay. It's okay that we don't have all of our different areas being equal, basically being equal. And so that's why we are off balance on purpose. But with that said, if you don't have some sort of balance, you will, not may, but will burn out. And honestly, it affects women more than it does affect men. The Philly magazine states this, that the work-life imbalance affects women disproportionately for the following reasons. Women are still fighting for equal treatment at work. Women feel invisible or get less credit for workplace ideas and contributions. Women are more common in low authority roles, and women are still saddled with much of the physical and emotional labor of raising and running our households. Back in 1960, Maxwell Maltz wrote this in Psycho-Cybernetics. He stated that we need to break up our 24-hour periods into 8-hour increments. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for relaxation. Well, I'm telling you this, it doesn't work anymore, because with technology and working from home, a lot of times they crawl, always responsive and always working. I'm telling you, we don't have to be always working. We have to take some me time. So the things that I've done to maintain balance, I personally am still working full-time on a job, and then I am also doing leadership coaching and life coaching and personal development coaching. So I did need to break those apart. So what I've done personally, I found a hobby that I love. I love to hike and I love to snowshoe and I love being in nature. I'm currently writing a program on healing through hiking, because I've healed my heart through hiking and being in nature. So what Amal just said about being in nature is absolutely 100% true. You have to be in nature. Our mind, our bodies, our spirit needs to be they need to be in nature. I take digital breaks. I turn off my phone. I turn off the computer. I turn off the TV. Our minds need that break. We need a digital break. Our minds can't handle everything coming into us so quickly. And then I write down action steps, what I need to do for the next day. I meditate, just like Amal said. I have a gratitude journal. I write down 10 things every day that I am grateful for. I also have love lists. And my love list is 3 people that bother me or I'm angry with, and I send them love. And initially I started this, and every day I had some people that were bothering me, and now I don't have anybody. So I would recommend doing love lists. I journal. I also read self-help books. I listen to self-help books. I listen to self-help like Les Brown. And then being a manager at work, I get a lot of emails and a lot of chats and a lot of people needing my time. So I had to turn off my inbox and my chat on my phone during my non-work hours. I've started self-improvement classes. I'm taking the Les Brown Power Voice class. I'm also taking a Bob Proctor Thinking into Results class. And I started my life coaching business. So with that said, what has my work done to help us with this balance? They personally have a licensed therapy, which is available 24/7 for us. And in normal times, not COVID times, but normal times, we have a gym that we can use. We have a yoga instructor. We have a wellness administrator as well. And what can you do what can you ask your work to do to help with this balance? My number one recommendation for anybody in a typical job is ask them to hire a wellness administrator. They are high in demand right now. And so that is the number one thing that I personally think you could ask your employer to do. And one of the best things that my current boss has actually taught me and has said to me, he says, work can wait. Go home and be with your family. And not many people have the luxury of having a boss that does say stuff like that. And if you're listening to this and you're a manager, you're a boss, I implore you to treat your employees like that. So with that said, what can you do to maintain that balance? You need to, first of all, put me or you first. Absolutely. If you aren't healthy and you aren't happy, how can you be a good employee, a good wife, a good mother, a good partner, a good friend, you name it? You have to learn to say no. On my team, I ask them, let me know when you are full and I will step in. My goal at work to be a manager is to create friendships and support my team's families and situations, because I think everyone deserves to be happy and love where they work. Now, if you can't do something at work because you're overwhelmed, tell the person simply that you can't commit to it at this time. They will actually respect you more for saying that than trying to accomplish everything all at once. Now, if you don't love where you work, maybe ask yourself one thing each day that you love about your job and focus on that. If you can't work where you love, then learn to love where you work. Now, set boundaries to stop stress. Boundaries need to include the following: your time, your energy, and your feelings. Now, it looks like we have a common thread between what Amal said and what I just said as well. So that's one of the things you need to do. If you don't set boundaries, people will take advantage of you. I can say this because I've had it happen to me. And with a lot of us working from home, it's easy to work more than normal. Set your working hours and stick to them. Absolutely. And number one, prioritize your health. It is imperative you prioritize your health, whatever that means to you. I personally like to exercise, meditate, and do yoga. And I just learned, I bought some VR goggles, and I had just started a VR exercising program where I just hit things with lightsabers. Absolutely amazing. And one of the other things I would do is take a staycation or a vacation and turn off your electronics, unplug. And I say these things because I also have to remember them as well. Be present in the moment. If somebody is talking to you, don't start texting, don't start looking at your phone. Be present and acknowledge the person that's talking. Make time for yourself and make time for your loved ones. Create a calendar for family dates and stick to it. Create a calendar for romantic dates and create a calendar for me dates. And just remember to stick to it. It is imperative that some sort of balance or off balance, however you want to define it, exists within your personal life and work life. The main reason is that you need to be happy and you need to be fulfilled in order to help those that are around us. And remember, as hard as it sounds, everyone is replaceable at work. And no matter how important you think your job is, the company will not miss a beat by replacing you. The way you choose to fill every day and exert your energy will determine your life's direction. Thank you. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I muted myself. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kathy, for sharing with us. Now our viewers, honestly, they understand the reason why it's so important to maintain a work-life balance. As both of you, you and Amal, already shared everything about maintaining your work-life balance, improving your work-life balance, and what you have to do to maintain that work-life balance. So thank you so much for sharing such a powerful message. So our next speaker, okay, now it's American after American, from Utah to Arizona. It's gonna be Al Gleason. And I hope I said your last name right, Al. So take the stage and please feel free to introduce yourself and take over.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Amal and Kathy, I appreciate everything that you have shared this morning. The Happiness Mountain. I never knew I was a mountain climber until I heard you speak this morning, Amal. That is awesome. And Kathy, I don't think that there's enough that could be said about that work-life balance or off balance, because sometimes it is off balance. So I think, as I was thinking about you all's message, I need to learn how to effectively being on balance on top of the mountain. So I'm excited. That was a good word this morning. Good word this morning. Well, again, my name is Al Gleason. I'm also known as the curator of Nonsense. A little bit about me. I am an author, speaker, a trainer, and coaching specialist in the areas of communication and soft skills. And I have worked with athletes from little kids up to professional athletes, as well as executives in some form or fashion for the last 21 years or so. And the thing that I found is the principles of success, like some that were mentioned earlier, are the same on the field as well as in any area in life. So what I do is bring those together and help people achieve peak performance in their life. And so what I'm going to talk to you about a little bit today is the 5 steps to having self-confidence, to maintaining self-confidence. We are in a trying time, maybe the most trying time that we've ever experienced, definitely in our lifetime. We are hit on all sides. Kathy, you mentioned, being sandwiched. And I think most of us are experiencing that, whether it's taking care of parents and kids, working from home. Kids don't understand the difference between you being at home and still working, or being at home and being able to relax and have fun with them, to just the way we have to work now. We have more Zoom meetings like we're doing now. It is an interesting time, to say the least. It's a political time. We have all kind of messages that we're being bombarded with. You talk about disconnecting. Disconnecting is challenging, especially if you're at home by yourself. You want to be able to interact and engage with people, and there's really no way to do it except for picking up that phone. And a lot of times the messages that you're getting there are not necessarily positive or things that are going to fulfill you. So you have to be intentional about doing those things. And so I want to give you a few steps to help you do that during this time. And so also, everybody watching, as well as the speakers here, I do want to thank you for taking time out to be here today. I know that you are different than the rest simply because you showed up today. I know that. And we reference Les Brown. I know Les Brown is a mentor to all of us. But one of the things that he always talks about is there is greatness in you. There is a reason why you took time out to be here today. And I hope that what I share with you, even though some of the tips may sound familiar to you, but that they will encourage you and inspire you and be a blessing to you. So the first step to maintaining self-confidence is I want you to understand that you have the ability to achieve your goals. You have the ability to achieve your goals, regardless of what situation or circumstance you may find yourself in, regardless of things like the pandemic and lockdowns and your life being turned upside down. That does not change the fact that you have the ability to achieve your goals. You have the ability to get to what you want. I want you to think about a time where you set a goal and you actually achieved it. Maybe it was riding a bike, or maybe it was getting your first job. You were nervous, you were scared, it was new territory to you, but you decided to go after it anyway. You didn't have any experience. You may or may not have had some encouragement, but it was uncharted territory for you, and you did it. You are more powerful than you realize. I want you to think about this pandemic and how at the beginning of the year, when you heard messages of the lockdown and everything changing, what it may have felt like. You didn't know what you were going to do. You didn't know if you were going to keep your job. And some of us didn't keep our jobs, but you didn't know how you were going to make it. But the reality is you made it. You are still here. This year is almost over. And with all the craziness, all the uncertainty, all the challenges that you faced, you are here. So I want you to keep in mind that you do have the ability to achieve your goals. There is greatness in you. The second point I want to make, what you think about, you bring about. The dominating thoughts of your mind are going to dictate the actions of your day. And actually, Amal and Kathy spoke to this a little bit in their messages. If you want to be happy, you cannot allow negative information, destructive information, divisive information, things that are contrary to your goals and dreams come into your life. You can't meditate on those things and still be happy. You can't meditate on those things and still be confident. Do you realize that if you hear enough negative messages, regardless of all that you've accomplished, that you will lose confidence in your abilities to do what you're capable of doing? You'll lose confidence in your abilities to do what you've already done before. We've all faced trying times before. We've made it through. But if you listen to messages of doom and gloom, if you fill your days with negativity and you don't consciously make an effort to fill yourself with some positive information, with information regarding your goals and your dreams, you will not achieve them. You will fall into this cycle of losing your confidence, losing to the cycle of fall into the cycle of negativity, and that will manifest itself in your life. It's something I want you to write down or put it in your phone, a thought I want you to remember. Your personality creates your personal reality. Now think about that for a moment. Your personality creates your personal reality. If you're a happy person, if you're thinking on great things, that is what you will manifest in your life. That will be your life's experience. We hear people talk about, it's an old analogy, right? When you look at the glass and it's filled halfway, is it half full? Is it half empty? Your perspective, how you choose to look at things, is based on your personality, and it will create your personal reality. One of my favorite books, The Good Book, a lot of us I know read and are familiar with, but it says, as a man or woman thinks in their heart, so they are. And you will find that to be true. Where you are in life is based on your personality. It is based on how you think, and it is based on the things that are in your heart. So you have to be mindful of those things and then be intentional about putting good things in your heart. The third way to maintain confidence is your dominating thoughts will bring about action and position you for action. Now think about that a little bit. They will bring about action and position you for action. If you are caught up in negativity, doom and gloom, you feel like there's no way out, that will dictate the actions that you do. Have you ever experienced a situation where you were down and instead of trying, you just felt like you wanted to quit? Or maybe you did quit. One way to guarantee failure in your life is to not even try. And maybe all of us have probably experienced that, where we just gave up in situations. That is the one way to guarantee that you're not going to be successful. If you feel like there's hope, and that hope will come from your intentionality of thinking on things positive, looking for ways to respond, to move out of your current situation, then you will act. You will act. You will do what you think about all the time. I talked about your personality creating your personal reality. That's directly tied into your thoughts, and they will dictate your actions. Kathy, you like to skydive. You've done that a couple times. In your mind, you thought that this may be fun. That led to you taking steps to skydive. And maybe in the face of adversity where people thought you were crazy for doing it, maybe you had to get over the negative thoughts in your own head that said this was crazy or too scary to do. But there was something in you. There was a thought in you that this may be fun, that I might be able to enjoy this, and you did it. And so now you experience the next level of fun and excitement in your life. Our conscious thoughts, repeated often enough, become our unconscious thinking, which leads to our actions. Conscious thoughts, repeated enough, lead to unconscious thinking, which leads to our actions. It is important that you manage your thoughts, that you seek positive information, good stuff to put in you, so that you can be the person that you want to be and get to the places that you want to get to. The fourth thing to maintain confidence, your self-confidence, is to determine what you want. Realize what your purpose is, define it, and commit to it. Another thing that the Good Book says is a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. If you don't make a decision and know where you're going, you will turn back and forth, left and right, get up and down at every whim when your emotions change. Maybe you change your actions and you won't get anywhere. I want you to think about a big cruise liner and all its capability. If you all have ever been on a cruise, the boats are so big, they're impressive to see. But that boat with all its capability, all the tens of thousands of horsepower that it has, the capacity of fuel that it can carry to go long distances, if it does not have a course, it will never get there. If there was not a captain on that ship and they put it on full throttle and just let the ship go, it probably wouldn't get out of the harbor. And if it did get out of the harbor, it most likely would end up shipwrecked somewhere on some island somewhere with all its capability, simply because it did not have a way to go. It did not have a destination. And I want you to think about this in your life. How many times have you had false starts? How many times have you submitted to somebody else's vision instead of your own because you didn't have one? So I want you to take time out. Think about where you want to go. When you have an idea, when you have a purpose that you want to achieve, that will dictate a lot of your actions. It will fuel the direction that you want to go. It will help you stay happy in challenging times. It will help you find the balance because you're able to prioritize because you know what you want to do. The last point I want to make here, operate in truth and justice. And I want you to think about this from a couple different perspectives. The first one is, what are the goals and dreams that you have not accomplished? What are the talents that you have that you don't use at all? I want you to be true to yourself, be true to the gifts that God gave you, the talents that God gave you, and do those things. The second point is operate in honesty and integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you don't operate in integrity, and that includes doing what you're supposed to do, then you create doubt in yourself. Let me give you this quick definition of confidence. It is trust in your qualities, in your abilities, and your judgments. Untruth will corrode that. Untruth will corrode your confidence. When you don't do the thing that you're supposed to do, it corrodes your confidence. A lot of times our struggle that we have, the biggest struggle that we have most times, is because we are not truthful and honest with ourselves about who we are and what we're supposed to do. So I want to encourage you today. Be intentional about your confidence. Focus on your goals and your dreams. Remember the successes that you've had and run full force towards where you want to go. Thank you so much for sharing time with me this morning.
Wow. Thank you so much, Al. This is so powerful. So now you have a reason why you have to go confident in the direction of your dreams. That was really, really powerful. And it's so funny how all these messages, they just connect to one message on the secrets on how to improve and achieve your work-life balance, improve your confidence. Wow, thank you so much, Al. And our viewers on YouTube, please feel free to post any questions that you have to one of the speakers that have already shared the platform today. If you have any questions, concern, please feel free, because at the end, our speakers will take time to answer to those questions. So all the speakers have already said everything. What's the point of me sharing? But anyways, it's going to be more like a summary of everything that they've already shared today. Before I just continue, my name is Nompumelelo Rial Kunene. Some call me Mpumi because they struggle saying the full name. Some call me Rial. So it's your choice which name you prefer to call me, but I will respond for sure in that name. I am an energetic professional speaker and author to Rise to Greater Heights book, which is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I am also a mentor coach, MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. My presentations not only motivates, but it also empowers audiences with a fresh perspective, inspiration, they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes in a seriously funny way. I believe that we're in full control of our choices. So my title, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. So as I wear many hats as a professional sales manager, CEO of Swati Canadian International, certified travel counselor, esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following my dreams, it just gave me the reason why I live today and to see my goals through, because I have a purpose to fulfill while I am still alive. And I do understand that I have everything around me to reach my full potential. So my everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. Knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish all of your heart's desires. So Hebrews 11, Psalms 27, and Psalms 40 keeps me to rise to greater heights. So before I continue, I just want to double check if I'm in the right platform here. How many of you, with a raise of hand, can say that, Nompumelelo, I have never, ever complained in life? Never. I have never, ever complained in life. Let me see a hand. Okay, seemingly I'm in the right platform here, because sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Oh, the weather is really bad today. Traffic was worse than expected. My family drives me crazy sometimes. Or the movie was really disappointing, you name it. Though whining can be a way to build an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting. And it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the wake of a negative situation, and we tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. It is so much easier to complain than to find solutions. And individuals who are on a regular basis, they are apt to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes, yet they're round? And funny enough, they are cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? So please write this down. Secrets to improve, achieve, and maintain work-life balance. Secrets to improve, achieve, and maintain work-life balance. Often balancing work and family is an issue for almost every family. And maintaining a work-life balance is only easy when you are a sole trader. But there are some strategies, however, that can help you for achieving and maintaining a healthy work-life balance that can help families to cope. How many of you, if I may ask, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve before the year ends, before 2020 is over? So you'll have to set your goals and prioritize your time. Please just give me a 5 in the chat box if you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve before the year ends. It is so important that you set up your goals and you also prioritize time. Because with so many demands on our time, you may have a to-do list with more tasks on it. So you need to set achievable goals that you are passionate about. And also don't be afraid to unplug or just to say no. Learn how to let go of things by establishing limits and boundaries between family and work, like Kathy said. With clear boundaries, I believe that the weight lifted will be likely heavier than you have realized. And it will be easier for you to tell when your action is not in favor of one aspect of your life. I remember Queen Elizabeth, she once said that when life seems hard, the courageous don't lie down and accept defeat, but instead, they are all more determined to struggle for a better future. I believe that every one of us has to be more determined to struggle for a better future. Because complaining now, you can see that it doesn't resolve anything whatsoever. And you will never, ever achieve happiness by doing so. How many of you can add a day in your life spent by complaining? Think about of the individuals who wanted to see this beautiful day today, but because their lives is not in their hands, because COVID-19 happened, they couldn't make it. Yet you are here complaining about the toilet seat that men lift up after each and every time they visit the bathroom. Does that sound like you? Yeah? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is no perfect work-life balance like all of the speakers have just mentioned. What I'm trying to say here is that don't strive to have a perfect schedule and don't put extra pressure on yourself when you don't need to, and it's either at work or home, it's very important to remain fluid and constantly assess where you are in life. Establishing boundaries for work, it can help you to achieve this work-life balance that we're talking about here. If you want to establish boundaries at work, you can just sit down with your boss and discuss what are the expectations of you, and set boundaries by making wise decisions on the most important matters in your life. I remember Zig Ziglar, he once said that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great. So as for me, I have learned that through my experience, I have learned that if you don't make the conscious decision to achieve balance, it is likely that you will fail along the way, because you are not clear on what you want to achieve in life and what you expect yourself to accomplish. So it is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you find yourself a job that is challenging but not overwhelming, so that you can determine when you want to work and when you want to stop working. But also, it's also important to have a flexible work and in balance. So with my struggle to attain the perfect balance between work and family, I've learned that those who maintain a successful balance between work and family, they often point to their flexible work schedules. Work-life balance, it can mean different things to different people, like Kathy said. But after all, every person and every family must find specific solutions to their issues depending on their own preferences and needs. So please, when that alarm clock goes off, please don't ever hit the snooze button. I know what I'm talking about here. Don't be like, I'll wake up in the next 2 minutes. I'll wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you just wake up, get going, and manage your mind? Prioritize your health, like all the speakers have just said. Your health is a priority to you. Whether you are a CEO or just a go-getter at work, your overall physical, emotional, and mental health should be your main concern. It's easy to let things like exercise and diet to go by the wayside once things get busy at work. But this is the only body that you need to carry you throughout the whole game. So prioritize your health, and foremost, it will make you a better person. That's why it's so critical to continue to keep your body strong and healthy enough for you to be able to maintain your work-life balance. How many of you, if I may ask, have families, or you are just working from home throughout the whole pandemic? Just put 5 in the chat box if you have a family, or if you are working from home throughout the whole pandemic. Because it is so important that you take time for yourself and be selfish about your me time. Be selfish about your me time. Self-care, like Kathy said, that it's very imperative, because it's something you should do no matter how tired you are. When personal issues arise, don't give up the life that you have dedicated to yourself. Drag yourself out of the door. If you are one person who likes fitness classes that you enjoy the most, just go there. You will never have time to do other in doing a lot of things, and then we forgot about our me time. You can also take a vacation and have fun. Truly unplugging, it means shutting work completely off for a while. Even if it's a long weekend every quarter of the year, it's better than nothing, because we only go around once. Whether your vacation consists of a one-day staycation or a two-week trip to Bali, it's important that you enjoy life and make fun of it. Like Amal mentioned, that you'll have to be happy in life. So I believe that we deserve happiness more than anything else. And we also have to go confident in the direction of our dreams, like Al said. But above everything else, kings and queens, finances is so crucial. Whether you work for yourself or not, you'll have to be in a better path to accumulate enough wealth that you will be able to enjoy, and you'll have to be able to enjoy it during your retirement. It's so important to feel confident about your finances. and see if your assets are increasing over time. Cash flow is one of the biggest challenges facing small businesses. So the key to personal financial health is to feel like you are the one in control. My favorite book, it says that, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things that you do and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. So spiritual awareness, it's something that you also have to maintain. Like Amal mentioned, that you'll have to dedicate yourself on your spiritual well-being. It takes a lot of practice to balance your life in your spiritual side. Our personal or work life is incredibly important to lead a fulfilling life, and our spiritual area of life also needs to be nurtured too, in order for us to achieve the balance and find a deeper meaning in life. This could be making a trip to church on Sunday if you are a person who prefers like to go to church, or for your connection with your God to feel refreshed and ready to tackle the world. Being present truly is a practice. Maybe you feel you've been called to make a difference in this world, or anything that can quiet the mind from excessive chatter can only help our productivity and focus. I so wish that you can tell yourself that in order for me to balance my work life, I've got to be hungry, like a hungry lion. Like with me, if I think of hungry, I just imagine a hungry lion in the jungle. It doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. That hungry lion, it doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel in the jungle. In his mindset, it's like I always see my lunch in front of me. And it's so funny because even elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset with them, that if I see a lion, I am a lunch to that lion. So I believe that that's the mindset that we need to balance our work-life schedule. We'll have to be hungry that I need my me time. I need my spiritual growth. I need to nourish my life in order for me to be progressive in life. Okay, and in closing, please write this down. Please write this down. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. If I can be honest with you, I don't know what your dreams are that you have for your life. I don't know what goals you've set for yourself. But here's one thing I know about you. You've been called for greatness. There is something special in you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. Many people have become crippled by their past encounters. Some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has better plans for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we are all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gift and following God's idea will make you realize what your reason is in life. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what abilities, and what gifts, and what books will die with you? What dreams, what ideas, what abilities, what gifts, and what books will die with you? And he also continued that the richest place in this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams have been buried. That's where all the ideas, the visions have been buried. I don't know about you, but with me, each and every time when I think of this message, I just get sleepless nights. And I am so proud today to introduce Rise to Greater Heights book before you today. This is a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, especially under these circumstances. So this book has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. You can get this book for a family member or a loved one who just need that inspiration to face the world with a positive mindset. And it's so funny, Les Brown, he also wrote a foreword in this book, just in case you get it. And you'll be able to explore leadership, empowerment, purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, mental health, emotional intelligence, spiritual growth, single parenting, and many, many more topics, including resilience to greatness. Because I believe whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you so much for deciding not to do anything but to be with us today. It is such a great honor and a privilege to be surrounded by you today. I'm just gonna check if we have any questions on YouTube, and then I'll come back as our speakers are here to respond to your questions. Let me just double check right now. Please feel free, my speakers, to share any information that you believe that our viewers can gain from here. Seemingly we don't have any questions. Let me unmute everyone. Where are we? Unmute. Oh, okay, we're all unmuted. Yeah, seemingly we don't have any questions on YouTube, but I believe that our audience have gained a lot from you. So if you have any last minute message that you just want to share with the audience, please feel free to go ahead.
Well, I'll jump in and say, whoever's watching, be encouraged. Don't focus on the situation and circumstances you face. Focus on where you're trying to go. Focus on what's inside you. Focus on your capabilities. Be encouraged. You can make it, but it's all inside you. What you need is inside you. You have not done what you're going to do yet, but you are capable and you are ready. So just focus on it and go. Make it happen.
Wow, thank you, Al. Thank you.
I'll say something as well. So that was awesome, Al, and everybody that spoke today. I got little tidbits of everything. I took down notes. Always a student. For our audience, my number one recommendation is what Al said as well, is it's inside you, but learn to love yourself. I spent many years not loving myself, and by doing that, I ended up having a jaw tumor and breast cancer. And I learned from that to change my perspective. And I started loving myself, and I started meditating. That's when I started hiking and healing myself from the inside out. So that's my number one recommendation, is learn to love yourself.
Wow.
I'll say something as well, and it's amazing speeches. I really love everybody's messages, and it's amazing. And my message quite aligned with what Kathy said. I will put different word. It's the same thing. Physical world today is having a lot of negativity, and it's going to rise because energy spread. When the negative energy started, it is spreading. And only way you can protect yourself is connect to your spirit or the spiritual world. And then spiritual world is very peaceful place. And you can absorb the positive energy from the universe, like the nature. When you go for a hiking and everything, you filled with a lot of energy. That energy will protect you from all the physical world negativity. But if you don't pump it up your spiritual power, you are going to be a victim of this negativity. You will absorb it, and you will be part of it, and you will go down. So it's very, very important to uplift your spirit. And you have a lot of information you found from all the speakers today. Focus on yourself, the spirit. And when you are happy and strong with energy, you can help others and make the world a better place, so that if all the positive people or the good light, the darkness is coming up. So if we, as light sources, if we start spreading our light to the world, we can shift the world to become a happy place. That's my message, and thank you.
Wow. I was like, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That was powerful. That was powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. And thank you so much, our viewers at home, for tuning in today and being with us. We hope to see you next week at same time, same place. And thank you for joining us. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one must say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one must say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games for chasing fame. Let somebody spread the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater